This is a podcast full of creative questions for curious gamers. I'm one of your co-hosts, Matty.
And I'm still that other guy.
The other guy, Jesse.
Jesse. Yeah, that's my name. I should introduce myself. I'm Jesse.
Yeah, I mean, here we are, season 2, right? We've got a decent amount of active subscribers. You should introduce yourself now in every episode. We're professionals now.
We are.
Well, not really, though. I mean,
we're enthusiastic amateurs.
We're enthusiasts. The worst kind. And this is a podcast about tabletop role-playing games. Those are the creative questions we're looking for. And part of the creative process is what Season 2 is all about. What have we been doing for Season 2, Jesse?
Well, we've been doing creations without number.
That's right. World building with a light touch. Would that be accurate?
I think it's been fairly light. I mean, we're not typing up massive resource documents.
Oh my God, yeah. Why would we do that? This is supposed to be fun.
Right. That is the first rule of our source material, which, if you're picking this up as the first one, we are using the amazing tables and tools in the books of Kevin Crawford's Sine Nomine Publishing. And this is our first episode where we're going to get a sci-fi.
Oh, that's right. We've done cyberpunk, fantasy, and now we're doing sci-fi with stars without number. And as usual, there's a free version of this book online by Kevin Crawford, Sine Nomine Publishing. Check it out. It's an awesome book. When you find out you like it, I recommend you buy it.
I do too.
Yeah, it's awesome. So, we're going to do our usual upfront, what is it called? It's not a warning preface. I'm fucking blanking
Matt
on words
and I have been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
And so, if your process doesn't sound like this, please don't feel bad or discouraged. And if you're like, you guys really aren't all that, I've just listened to like 6 episodes of your first season, feel free to write us in an email where you lie and tell us we are all that, because I'm a fragile man-child and I get upset very easily.
That's right. JauntyMantis@gmail.com. All right. Jesse, do you have a third fabulous intro for us?
In the vast expanse of the cosmos, far beyond the reaches of known space, lies a cluster of uncharted systems, a mysterious realm where stars blaze like celestial beacons, guiding or luring wayward souls. As the starship's engines hum with the energy of 1,000 suns, your crew stands at the threshold of the unknown. The ship, a marvel of interstellar engineering, is your sanctuary and your vessel to points unknown. Your mission? Explore these uncharted systems to uncover that which is ancient and buried on many a forgotten world, to negotiate with peoples long cut off from the light of the sun, and unravel the mysteries that lie hidden in the depths of space. But beware, for not all secrets are meant to be unearthed, and the darkness between the stars holds perils beyond imagination, and worlds without number.
Whoa. All right. Well, that was incredible. So we're stars without number. I can't even talk. Wow.
No, I said the wrong damn game. But they're all compatible. So did I?
Perfect. All right. Well, what page are we starting with? So the process has been 2 grown men roll dice on tables and then create science fiction, fantasy, and cyberpunk.
Yeah, that's what
I've got my dice in my Crown Royal bag, as is the tradition of one of the first gaming groups that I ever played in.
I don't know. Mine was that too, and I don't know how it got passed to me.
Because you weren't old enough to buy it for yourself?
No, I mean like to keep my dice in the Crown Royal bag.
Oh, yeah. I've had this for years, this Crown Royal bag, ever since it was first given to me. That was how you knew you were in the group. And
All
then
right.
some poor bastard had to drink Crown Royal.
Yeah, where did all those bags come from? Okay, anyway. So again, rules, we're gonna follow this rule. Main rule is, am I having fun? If you're not, stop. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is randomly decide how many stars we have. I am using a program called Hexographer that is basically creates a hex map. Hex maps are traditionally used in more OSR sci-fi games, which, by the way, I should mention, Worlds Without Number has a lot of Traveler in its DNA.
You mean
If you're
Stars Without Number?
Yeah, Stars Without Number has a lot of Traveler in its DNA.
And for the audience who's not familiar with Traveler?
Traveler is like one of the first games to really kind of compete with D&D, and it's basically sci-fi. You kind of got a trading ship. I don't think Firefly would exist without Traveler.
Interesting. Interesting. All right, what page?
We are on page 130.
Okay. And can I reiterate that I'm glad we're not creating all of space, because that would then we would have to call this one Endeavor Without Sanity. Like, just listener, you don't have to create every planet in your galactic empire.
Yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to lay down the main planets or primary star systems, get a couple tags on them, and then just move on. And then we're going to come back to one and flesh that one out, because that's the one where the campaigns would start.
All right.
All right, so for this, we are using a 9 hex by 10 hex. Or actually, I'm using an 8 by 10. And so I need you to roll a 1d10 and add 20.
25.
All right, so our system will have 25 stars. Just for the sake of not running this into the ground, we'll place the first 5.
Perfect.
So to place them, I basically need you to roll a roll a d8 and a d10.
On the D8, we got a 1.
Okay.
On the D10, we got a 5.
Okay. So since my hex map is 8 columns across and 10 columns down, I'm putting this halfway down the tens column in the 1 spot. That is where our first star is. Roll again.
All right. I got a 2. And then I got a 10.
Okay, cool. And as we fill this in, one of the things they mention in the book that I think is really helpful to remember if you're creating this style of game is, with the technology at the time, this kind of presupposes a world where there was a vast interstellar human empire, and much like Traveler, something went terribly wrong with faster than light travel. And hundreds of years have passed, and only now are people beginning to crawl out of that dark age. So the best faster than light travel can only jump 3 hexes.
Okay. Now,
so if stars are 4 hexes away, the people that live in them probably don't know about each other.
Say that one more time.
If I have a star that's like 2 stars that are 4 hexes away from each other, the people who live there, even if they've recovered faster than light travel or extrasolar space travel, probably don't know each other are there.
Right. Are we continuing with our, bleak format that the tradition we've been carrying over in our last 2? I think we had joked around about the idea of, like, this all started with people leaving Earth in massive spaceships, and then they all hit the faster than light travel and said, "See you on the other side," and then none of them made it there. It's just something went horribly wrong with everybody's faster than light technology, and they all got scattered to different places.
We could. I'm kind of curious to see what the tags we roll up for the stars suggest.
Fair enough.
Because with this one, we have the option of having more than one world. So we can have one where things are horribly bleak. And I'm sure we'll roll one up. And we're good at that. But we might have another one where things are like, oh, no, everybody was pretty much fine. They were sad that they couldn't talk to friends, the next star system over anymore. But, there was no societal collapse. We had enough technology. We weren't a colony world that was just settled out where everybody fucking died 200 years ago because it was never self-sustaining.
I dig.
All right, give me another location.
7, 8.
7, 8. Ah, you sunk my battleship. Okay, one more.
5, 3.
All right, and one more.
8, 3.
Oh, whew, we have two that are close enough to know about each other. I was worried we were going to have just like, here's a whole bunch of isolated places. So since we'd be populating this with 25 stars, it would eventually start to get kind of crowded.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. So now, much like the other things, we're going to generate tags. So we're going to generate world tags, and I think we won't look them up yet. We'll just get the keywords.
Okay. D100.
Hold on 1 second. Or maybe longer than a second. Okay, this will be for our star that is at 1-5. D100.
$81.
81. Sealed Menace.
What does that mean?
We'll find out.
All right.
And then what's the other tag?
13.
13. Cold War.
Oh.
Okay, and then we will do the one that's at 210.
43.
43 is going to be a local tech. And the second one?
69.
Nice. Major Space Yard.
You're telling me.
Okay, next we'll do the one that's at 5-3.
34.
Hatred.
It's a star of hatred.
Welcome to the Hate Star.
Hate Star sounds like the villain from like one of those like late 80s, early 90s, like Laserhawks cartoon. What was Silverhawks?
There was the cowboy on Mars one, and then there was the one with just the cows. Like they were just
Brave Star, right?
Cowboys. Yeah.
It is our villain, Hate Star. 82.
Ooh, I bet that's a good one. Secret Masters.
All right.
And then we have the world that is at 8-3.
95.
Urbanized surface. It's Coruscant.
100.
Ooh, zombies.
Perfect.
Oh, a zombie-sized city planet. That is that is fun. That's just a good time right there.
Yeah.
And
There's a
this is
lot
the
of
one
adventure
that can
there.
reach the neighbor with the hatred and the secret masters.
Of course. Of course.
Okay, and then we have one that is at 8-7.
38.
38 is going to be Holy War.
All right. 76.
76 is going to be Rigid Culture. This sounds like a really pleasant place to visit. If you need a break from the zombie city planet, just come on down.
What could be worse than a planet that's just in one big city? Oh, yeah, zombies.
There's a zombie plague, or there was a zombie
Yeah,
plague.
now it's just all zombie.
Zombies all the way down. All right, we're going to get an atmosphere for the primary world with these tags at each of our planets. We're just going to run through them real quick. So give me a 2d6.
8.
8. The sealed menace planet with a Cold War has a breathable atmosphere.
Oh, perfect.
All
That's
right.
probably why it's sealed.
The local tech major space yard planet
6.
has a breathable atmosphere.
Oh, perfect.
Okay. The world full of hatred and secret masters is,
A 6.
hey, we've got a breathable atmosphere. The urbanized surface zombie world
Come on, Snake Eyes. Oh,
has a
4.
corrosive atmosphere.
Okay.
I just love this one because it is reachable from another one, and that's just like, this cannot be the starting planet, but like, if you get here, it is insanely dangerous and incredibly valuable.
Yes. Yes. The highest amount of riches or potential profit should be on the city planet full of zombies with a corrosive atmosphere.
Yes.
I mean, this sounds like a fucking Zack Snyder movie, kind of,
Yeah.
but you know,
Can we go there? You can certainly try. Holy War Rigid Culture World.
can that be its official name? I got a 5.
Welcome to Holy War Rigid Cultural World. The Exodus through the church.
Got a 5.
Okay, we got breathable atmosphere there too.
Oh,
So
perfect.
corrosive atmosphere, this one's fun. It's very dangerous to conventional vac suits and other protective gear because they rip away at the pores, wiring connections, and weak spots until they eventually break it down. And then you're breathing the zombie city atmosphere, which I'm sure is...
Wouldn't it be awesome if it's in the atmosphere, the thing that turned everybody into zombies?
Oh, I think it definitely is.
Yeah. Like, so, yeah, so it's like impossible to protect yourself from it if the atmosphere itself is breaking down your equipment.
Yep. Okay, we're going to get the temperature for them, so we're going to do 2d6 again real quick. Local tech, major space yard, breathable atmosphere. It is a balmy...
Number 7.
70 degrees.
Oh.
It's temperate. The world of hatred and secret masters.
9.
Oh. Tropical world. It's variable warm. Okay. Our zombie city planet.
9.
Variable warm. So it's like Florida. And Holy War Rigid Culture.
6.
Temperate. All right. Cool. Biosphere.
biosphere.
Yep.
7.
7. Okay. I learned a word from this book, and I
Oh,
don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but it's missable.
missable.
Mible. And it means you can eat it. A human miscible biosphere means that the native plants and animals like don't contain proteins that will give you permacancer. Um, you can eat the things that live here, and they can eat you.
So they will.
All right. The local tech major space yard world.
8.
8. Human miscible. Okay. Hatred Secret Masters world.
10.
10. Immiscible.
You can't eat it.
You can't eat it. So they have to grow all their food probably in sheltered Earth biosphere domes or some shit because you can't survive off the plants and animals on this world.
Cool.
And then the urbanized surface zombie world.
I got an 11.
Hybrid.
Oh.
So it's a hybrid of the, oh, I love how these things come together. It's a hybrid of an Earth biosphere and the native biosphere. And when those things got together,
Zombies.
zombies. Yeah. And then Holy War Rigid Culture World.
8.
Human missable again. Okay. We're not getting any real wild swings. That's okay.
What were our other options? Remnant, microbial.
Yeah, Remnant is like, there used to be life here. You can tell. Because everything's petrified trees and plains of bone, the things we like.
Right.
But microbial is everything is tiny. Life's just gotten started, sort of thing. There's no native biosphere. Human miscible means humans can interact with it, eat there. Immiscible means, yeah, it's way too alien. Hybrid is a mixture of an stable intermixing of earth plants and animals with local stuff. And then engineered is, yeah, everything here was made by some weird alien race. And it's very clearly made.
Right.
All right. And then we got one last thing to determine before we jump into the details with our tags.
Population?
So, actually, two, because we have population and tech level. Population for the sealed Menace Cold War world.
9.
9. Hundreds of millions of inhabitants.
Perfect. Next, we have an 8.
Several million people live on the local tech space world.
10.
Hundreds of millions on the Secret Masters and Hatred world.
Okay. 6.
Our zombie world has several million inhabitants.
Okay, now question. Are the several million inhabitants, are those the survivors? Like, do the zombies count as inhabitants?
I don't know. I mean, I think if there were it had a population of billions because the whole surface was a city, and now several million is surviving somehow, like deep beneath in the old sewers, deep beneath.
Like, how many is several? Like 2, 3?
I'd say like 3 to 5.
Okay.
I mean, they're
So,
obviously not all together, but maybe scattered
right.
across the whole city planet.
Yeah, I mean, you could.
I think there's a lot more than several million zombies.
Oh, there has to be. That's my whole point. If you have an entire city planet and there are zombies, then the zombies aren't the inhabitants. They're unless they're like intelligent, which I that's not how I viewed them.
Yeah, no, they're
Mindless monstrosities.
yeah,
They're not living there. They're just like destroying everything.
yeah,
So the idea of like, and several million could be like whatever kind of intel the party is getting going into this planet. They could be like, last estimation of survivable inhabitants on this planet puts it at several million. And then somebody, one of your player characters would be like, when was the last time that data was updated? And they'd be like,
700 years ago.
yeah. So then it's just a big question mark.
Yep.
I think that's how you handle that.
Yep. Don't try and restart terraforming after you cover the entire world with a city, because
What would be cool, and I hope I'm not getting too far ahead of ourselves here, but it would be cool if that planet was just like the first like arc, like 6 to 12 adventures, and it
yep,
ends with just like complete nuke of the planet. Like they found something to just like destroy that the zombies, just burning it to the ground, just nuking the shit out of it. The problem is by doing that, it's going to destroy whatever there is of value there. So it's like the player characters are racing against the clock to get in, survive, get the shit, and get out before the whole thing goes up in flames.
yep. And there's probably no polity or politic. I love it's Kevin Crawford's word. There's no polity that can project force to barricade this world.
Right.
Like there might be like one rinky dink beacon, like do not land.
Yeah.
Zombies. Like,
Yeah. Like they cannot risk this getting off the planet for any reason, you know? And there could be stories of like near misses where adventurer types went down to the planet and got bitten. You know what I mean?
yep.
Or at least that's the fear.
Maybe the several million inhabitants like live in like orbital space stations.
Oh, cool. I
Like they're the survivors.
Yeah. And they're the ones that are like, this should absolutely get nuked. You know?
Or maybe some of them are like, we absolutely need a weapon to nuke this. And some of them like, no, we have to find the cure. We can recover our
Yes,
world.
of course.
And
Yes.
so, yeah. I just read a book with that, except it was octopi.
It was octopi. What does that mean?
It was uplifted octopi who
It's
had this gray goo thing take over their world, and they fled their orbital stations. And so they're constantly at war with like the infection's getting up, like blow up that space station, or like we can save it, or like no, we can't. We're just gonna live here now. It was
Yeah, because then you could make one of the valuable things the cure.
and one of the valuable things, the nuke.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And then there's two parties that are trying to leverage like wealth and power to the party to pull this off.
Yeah.
So it's like you put a moral quandary in the hands of the party. Like, do you nuke this place or do you go after the cure? And then you make the nuke option so much more easier.
It's a classic fuck around and find out scenario.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Okay. Then we just need inhabitants for the Holy War rigid culture world.
Okay. 10.
10. Oh, I turned the page too early.
Hundreds of millions.
Ooh.
On page 166, population. And then are we doing tech level next?
Yep.
Page 168, dear listener.
So the tech level goes up to 5. And basically at tech level 0, it's like Stone Age technology. Tech level 1 is like medieval technology. Tech level 2 is like the 1800s, early industrial age. Tech level 4 is modern. Post-tech, which is basically the stuff that's been made after started to climb out of the fall. Tech level 3 is like that of present day Earth. Tech level 4 plus means like you have some specialties where the tech's a little advanced. And tech level 5 is like pre-fall with the surviving infrastructure to keep it going and maintaining it.
Okay. Seven.
Okay. So 7 is tech level 4, modern post-tech. Tech level 4 for the world with the sealed menace and a Cold War going on. What are you fighting about?
9.
The world with the local tech and a major space yard that I guess is abandoned is tech level 3.
Okay.
An abandoned space yard's probably pretty valuable.
7.
7 is tech level 4.
Okay. 6.
The survivors on the zombie world have a tech level of 4.
Modern post-tech. 9.
Oh, this is so Star Trek. The Holy War rigid culture world has a tech level similar to modern day Earth. In the 20th century, there were camps like this in every major city.
Thank you, Cisco.
Baseball. All right. That done. We can dig into our tags. Which one do we want to do?
Start with the first one.
Okay, the Sealed Menace Cold War. All right, so what we're going to need to do, because this one also uses our enemies, friends, complication, threat, and what was the P? Places. Yes.
Okay, what page is this on?
The world tags, well, there's 100 of them, so it starts.
We should start with the zombie world.
You want to start with the zombie world?
Yeah, I'm feeling limber.
Okay.
So is this the one where we need a D4, a D6?
No, we're not actually. This isn't a one roll table.
Okay.
I'm going to look up, do you want to do urbanized surface or zombies?
I mean, I want to do them both.
Well, to save time, I'm going to look at one. You're going to look at the other one.
Ah, okay. I want urbanized. What page?
Okay, urbanized surface they're in alphabetical order. So this is on page, oh wow, they're on the same page spread. You're on 158, I'm on 159.
All right.
You want to read your little paragraph for urbanized surface?
I do. I really do. And I would love nothing more than to read this. So I'm going to page 158. The world's land area is covered with buildings that extend downward for multiple levels. Such worlds either have a population in the trillions, extremely little land area, or are largely abandoned due to some past catastrophe. agriculture and resource extraction are part of the urban complex, and there may be an advanced maintenance system that may not be entirely under the control of present natives.
Zombies. This menace may not take the form of shambling corpses, but some disease, alien artifact, or crazed local practice produces men and women with habits similar to those of murderous cannibal undead. These outbreaks may be regular elements in local society, either provoked by some malevolent creators or the consequences of some local condition.
Love it. I love it. These two go together very, very well.
I think they do. So,
Yeah.
one of the things they recommend doing is picking one from each category on both sides and then combining them.
Okay.
So, what do you have for enemies?
I have maintenance AI that hates outsiders. Sorry, I'm like, this is brilliant. That's the first one. Tyrant of habitation block. Deep dwelling prophet who considers the sky, in quotes, a blasphemy to be quelled. I love a maintenance AI that hates outsiders, especially after everything we just kind of, talked about. Like, that's an added step in the adventure, is that you have to deal with this fucking maintenance AI that hates people who are from the planet. It's fucking brilliant. This game is like writing itself in my head right now.
I mean, but that's been our experience with every one of these, right?
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually was talking to one of our listeners at work today. Hi, Chai. Thanks for your listen. And I was telling him about what went through my head the moment the words "the desert of teeth" came out of it.
Yeah.
Ugh. Okay. Enemies. Soulless Maltech biotechnology cult. Not all of the technology of the ancients was good. A sinister governmental agent or a crazed zombie cultist.
Wow. I like a crazed zombie cultist, but I also like the sinister agent. I mean, I like them all. That's my only criticism of these books, and it's a stupid criticism. Is like I like everything.
So how do we mash them up?
How do we mash up a maintenance AI that hates outsiders and a sinister agent and a zombie cultist or a zombie cultist?
Yeah.
Well, we have to the first thing we have to do is decide like what is the mechanism of zombieism on this planet, right? Like if you were to go for the traditional zombie of they're undead, you get bitten, blah 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 blah. But there's also the sci-fi element of like, there was a mixture. Well, we had like a mixture of atmosphere or a mixture of alien life and terraformed life. Wasn't that something we rolled up? Am I misremembering this correctly?
Yeah.
So what you could have is a brand new life form that got created by merging this old alien life and the new terraforming life that was brought to the planet and developed on the planet. And it's just been rapidly evolving in the background over hundreds of years, and then started spreading into the populace and creating zombie-like creatures. And the caveat of this game, the twist, if you will, is that these aren't just zombies. This is a brand new burgeoning life form. And like that's part of the moral quandary.
Ooh. It's definitely an infectious life form, but yeah. I don't know how this works. What if in the collapse when the zombie outbreak happened, right, the AI, the maintenance AI, it's losing nodes and it's losing drones just under the wave of these zombie things. What if, as it shunts itself from system to system to like keep itself going to maintain things, and like, oh, and here's why the neighboring world's armadas in the distance, and anybody that tries to run is getting shot out of the sky because they can't risk it spreading.
Yeah.
And that's why it hates outsiders. What
Okay.
if there was someone like in a lab that was like all wired up, like part cyborg or something, like as a part of a cure, and it had to transfer its consciousness into that thing. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's fused with the crazed zombie cultist who just doesn't die.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, this is going places. Yeah, I like it.
So it's like a cyborg zombie plus an AI on its back.
Right. Yeah, and then like that really does offer opportunities to change the way we think of zombieism and artificial intelligence. Because the AI component could also be rewriting itself or adapting, and then you could have an extrapolation on that where it's like the AI is essentially creating zombie nodes or zombie um like they could trade one zombie for another. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But in doing so, it gives the zombie a little bit of sentience, but its brain is so warped by this that like
Right.
it's it's dangerously insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I dig it. I dig it. Cool.
Oh, it's like an arms race between the AI's programmability and the actual contagion itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love it.
Cool. Let's get a friend.
Okay. I've got a local yearning for wild spaces, a grubby urchin of the underlevels, a harried engineer trying to maintain ancient works, and a grizzled hab cop. What is a hab cop?
Like it mean it's like the hab unit where you live. He's like a beat cop.
Oh, hab is short for habitat.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I've got survivor of an outbreak, doctor searching for a cure, or rebel against the secret malefactors. What if
Okay.
there's a zombie that got free and it is sentient and it's just like, we know this is wrong. We have to stop it.
Wait, so there's a zombie working with you to stop the other zombies?
Yeah.
All right.
Like the AI left, but it didn't burn this host. And then the thing over time is just like, oh, wait, like these people that we use as hosts are people. Like we're killing them. This isn't okay.
Yeah. I only got to know that by forming a sentimental relationship with this grubby urchin of the underlevels or this grizzled hab cop.
I don't think there's cops anymore down there.
That's true. That's
I
true.
think I don't know. What do you think for yours?
I
The
like
harried engineer makes sense.
it does make sense, but I also like the grubby urchin of the underlevels. There's something like iconic horror movie about the kid that managed to survive somehow. And it's like, it's in like Aliens, it's in
Most come at night, mostly.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just it is a staple of the genre. And I feel like adding that into this like massive fusion of sci-fi and horror, I think it's like a foundational like node in the storytelling to like um keep this from going too crazy. You know what I mean? I feel like, and this could be a whole other episode, but I feel like sometimes when we create games, we kind of get ahead of ourselves and we need to put in these reference points for our players to kind of anchor on that. Like, as we're getting weirder and weirder, you know what I mean? It's like, well, this has all the elements you're used to, so you know how to handle this situation.
Yeah, and I think one of the things too is that, like, I've noticed this in our last episode, didn't hurt us. It paid off. We came up with some cool ideas, but we've been trying to connect everything to everything else. I
Mm-hmm.
say for this one, we just let there be two potential friends: the
Yes.
zombie with the conscience and the grubby urchin of the undercity.
Right. Yeah.
Cool. Um, complication.
The urban blocks are needed to survive the environment. The blocks were part of an ancient device of world spanning size. The blocks require constant maintenance to avoid dangerous types of decay.
The zombies retain human intelligence. The zombies can be cured. The process is voluntary among devotees. The condition is infectious.
I think most of those apply to what we're trying to do.
Yeah, I think it can be cured, and the condition is infectious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think those are the two we should definitely keep. Um, the urban blocks are needed to survive the environment is a no-brainer. It's a corrosive atmosphere.
Yep.
So I think that's definitely one we could keep. The blocks require constant maintenance to avoid dangerous types of decay. That's an easy one. I mean, that's low-hanging fruit. I don't mind using multiple from these.
Okay. These are all complications.
Right.
Thing.
I have massively efficient power source, map of the secret ways of a zone, pass key into restricted hab block areas.
I have cure for the condition, the alien artifact that causes it, or the details of the cult's conversion process. I think the cure is
the cure. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Robert Smith, just down there, big hair.
That's right. It was me all along. I don't know if that's how he sounds. Sorry. Yeah, and I think from my set, a map of the secret ways of a zone, I think is really good.
Yeah. That could get you to the nuke or to the cure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Place.
Giant hab block now devoid of inhabitants. Chemical reeking underway. Seawater mine full of salt and massive flowing channels.
House with boarded up windows. Dead city. Fortified bunker that was overrun from within.
I like fortified bunker that was overrun from within.
That's definitely where one of the important things is.
Yes. I like chemical reeking underway from the urbanized surface.
Yeah, well, that's where the life is.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. There should be something that is inhibiting the zombies from going into certain areas, even if nobody has figured it out exactly like what it is. And I feel like the chemical reeking underways, whatever the chemicals are that's causing that reek, could be part of that thing that's temporarily holding the zombies back.
And that's why there are still people.
Right. But like they're living in these terrible...
To the upper city, going into the hab blocks, like up above is...
Yeah, like you need a safe zone, or at least a temporarily safe zone. For sure.
Cool. What do I want to call this world?
We want to use the naming conventions we've used in the past, which is a celebrity's name backwards.
I say we just go like Babylonian. Like
okay,
for
Sure.
everything.
Yeah, that works too.
Okay. Do you speak Babylonian by any chance?
I took 2 years of Babylonian in high school, but I got to be honest with you, I thought it was really boring and I just slept through most of it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, to be honest, if you really want to learn ancient Babylonian, you need to get out in the workplace where it's being used.
I know. I know. Or like date an ancient Babylonian girl, like,
Yeah, that usually helps.
or boy.
Yeah, whatever your preference is.
I think Tehu.
Tehu.
Tehu. It
Okay,
means to accost.
perfect. Just as long
All
as
right.
it doesn't mean something like the man in the living room, then we should be good.
To accost, to boldly approach.
To boldly approach. Perfect.
Yep. So there we go. We did it. We got a whole sector of space. We got some world with some tags. We got fertile stuff for our first adventure. Next time, we'll flesh out some more of these worlds.
Okay. And then what are we doing for the third episode? Because in each one of these, we do 3. We did a cyberpunk one and made an adventure. We did a fantasy one and then kind of hobbled our way through doing a 5e race. And,
Make ship for the Sys for Rules as written.
okay, make a ship. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that. And, until next time, get out there and create some fucking awesome star systems.
Create zombie city planets with AI wired to the janitor who's gone crazed and runs a cult now.
That's right. Yeah. And until next time, additional talking.
Keep on keeping on.